wife. He is a citizen of a nation. He is a member of local municipal committee. And he is also a teacher by profession. So on and so forth. Now, all these, one person has multifarious things. All his relations are entirely different. His relation to his children as father, that is, cannot be similar or cannot be uniform with his relationship to his parents, or to his students, or to his nation, whatever he does. So each one, for someone he is father, for someone he is children, for someone he is a teacher, for someone he is a student, for someone he is a citizen, for someone he is a member of some important committee or council. By this way, to relate himself to all these different parts of his life needs a great depth understanding of the details of the relationship, how he should relate himself to his students, how he should relate himself to his teachers, and so on and so forth. One pattern of relating cannot work for everything. Each relationship has a different pattern and different ways to preserve it, and different ways to keep it in proper way. This human relationship sometimes more easier than our relationship with the non-human beings. The matter outside, which are not a kind of mind, it is a completely matter or nature. To relate with the natural resources or the nature or the environment, then we are not able to understand what is our relationship. Many individuals have the misconception that natural resources are to be used, to be consumed. It is our property. I am the owner of all this property. For example, an individual owns 100 acres of field, land, which can be cultivated. And he feels it is my property. I can use it in any way. I can use it for cultivation, I can use it for playground, or I can use it for house building, whatever I like, I can do. And this is my property. I have no responsibility for it, something like. The human community's biggest mistake is they forgot of their relationship with the nature. They think nature can be controlled. Nature can be utilized the maximum. And if something happens to nature, it can be substituted, so on and so forth. The modern scientific knowledge could not maintain the environment balance, which is only due to our ignorance about our relationship with the nature. 20, 30 years before, I used to talk the physical science people. They would say very casually, oh yes, there's some damage to the environment. But doesn't matter, we can repair it. We will find some way to overcome all these problems. Yes, there's some damage to the ozone layer. We are making research how to repair it. Very soon, few years, we will find a remedy just to repair the damage of ozone layer. We wait 10 years, 20 years, now 30 years. Now they say we have no remedy. The environment damage we cannot repair. We have done whatever we could do, and there was only debate. Recently, the so-called Lyon Committee on Environment has a expert committee reported there was just trying to misleading that all this destruction of environment damage is partially nature's own creation. It was not man-made. For last 3-4 years, the experts has again researched. Now the final report says it was all man-made, not a natural course. So this is, I'm saying, just an example of our arrogance, the humanity's arrogance with the nature, not knowing the how we are related, and this relation cannot be in our hand. This relation is reciprocal. How we behave to the nature will behave to us. And we cannot overpower, we cannot substitute, we cannot create artificial natural resources. All this now slowly coming to our knowledge. Similarly, the relationship between nations and nations, community and community, and particularly among the cultures and civilizations. There's a book few years back which talk about conflict of civilizations, which went in great length describing how the danger is hanging around a great conflict of civilizations. All these conflicts are not inevitable. All these disasters neither necessary nor unavoidable. These are avoidable, these are unnecessary, these are all our creation, our intentionally creation. We make a lot of divisions and boundaries, and then we say we are in conflict, we are helpless, and we are not able to properly relate ourselves to each other. My late friend, you might have heard his name, Jiddu Krishnamurti, a great philosopher and thinker. He was invited by the Culture Division of UNO in New York. They used to invite many scholars to give some talk in there. And Krishnamurti went to UNO headquarters to deliver his talk. And he began his speech saying that nations can never be united. The concept of nation is the greatest cause of dividing the humanity. And the audience were very perplexed and they are feeling most uneasiness. But he was talking the fact. All these are our own creation. We are not able to understand how we should relate among the nations, among the community, and particularly among the so-called religions. So we have, in these days, so many very funny words which are used very commonly. For example, one word which is used these days, particularly when we do some kind of interfaith dialogue or interfaith prayers, this word is very much used. The word is religious intolerance. And everybody accepted, yes, there is a religious intolerance, and we should avoid religious intolerance. But in reality, this is a very unwisely, unrealistically coined word. If anyone, he or she, is a religious minded, indeed, that person can never be intolerant. Any person who is intolerant, the intolerance itself is the obvious evidence the person is not religious minded. The religion and intolerance can never go together, whatever religion it may be. But humanity, in its way of thinking, they mix up everything. When we talk about religion, they do not have a clear idea of religion. The religiousness, the religiosity, and the religionism, all three mix together as if all the three are one. And by that way, they coin the expression religious intolerance, religious conflict, so on and so forth. Then, on the other side also, they use religious tolerance, as if the religious tolerance is something positive. We should maintain it. As a matter of fact, the religious tolerance, this word is greatest insult to the religion. Tolerance means not acceptable, but I tolerate it. Tolerance is only for that which is not acceptable. And I do not accept this, but I do not fight with it. I just tolerate. I am a tolerant person, so I tolerate it. That means it is not good, it is not acceptable, but I tolerate it. So religious tolerance is such a new expression, as if they are talking about a good thing among the religions, but in reality it is an insult to religious traditions. So all this, we have lost the insight of the naturality of the relationship. As a matter of fact, the connotation of religion is also talking about a relationship, relatedness. If we go the etymology of this word, it is relatedness and relationship. Almost every religion is talking about something relatedness. It is not only the Buddhist. Because relatedness is a fact, a ground reality, and which can be understood, which can be maintained at the proper way, which can be distorted or destroyed. It depends only to the human approach, human behavior, how you approach it, how you understand it. As I mentioned before, the relationship is reciprocal. Indeed, a person is relating to other person, other sentient being, or other non-sentient being, nature and matter. All these process is not a new creation of individual. It does not mean that there's no relationship before. I am newly creating a relationship with this and that. Yes, among the human beings, you can establish a new relationship. It does not mean before that you does not have any relation to that. A person coming from different nation, different country, who you have not met before, and freshly meeting somewhere, introducing with each other, and then begin to establish a friendly relationship or unfriendly relationship. These days, mostly unfriendly relationship, because any other is your competitor. In the present world, there's very few who are your collaborator or your cooperator. Everyone is your competitor. In the school, in the class, in the service, in the business, wherever you go, you have to compete. Again, the language is very funny. They talk about free and fair competition. Where is free and fair competition? It's just a misleading word. They coin a word and then they mislead you, and your mind is conditioned to think in that way. Competition means I must win. My competitor must lose. No one competes to win the other. The sense of competition have damaged a great deal of our relationship or relatedness. Because when everybody becomes your competitor, no one remains there, your cooperator. All positive things can be created through collaboration and cooperation, helping each other. That is a cause of creation. Because that goes in proper relationship. And when the proper relationship is destroyed, then all the outcome is not creativity. All are destructive and violence. So that need to be very carefully understand. Human mindset can look to one thing very different viewpoint. They can have entirely opposite viewpoint to a singular process of happening. And in other words, this can be said, it is a misconception of relationship. Some of the thinkers used to say, thesis, antithesis, conflict between thesis and antithesis will produce a synthesis. That's lie. Conflict can never produce any new creation. It always destroys. This way of looking, the people of this viewpoint looks to the seed, fertilizer, warmth, water. All these are opposite things and which are in conflict nature. Their struggle, their conflict destroys the seed, and by destruction of the seed, a new sprout, a new plant is created. This way of looking. And therefore they say classlessness of a society can be achieved through class struggles. In reality, classlessness society can only be achieved when the classes are in cooperation, in love and in kindness. Then you can achieve a class-free society. It is a cooperation between the earth, the fertilizer, the warmth, the liquid, all come together in cooperation, helping each other, which enable the seed to sprout out and become a big plant or big tree and give thousands and thousands of fruit from a very tiny seed. All these are a work of a cooperation, complementarity with each other. It's not a result of struggle between the causes. So this is how we look at the things from our different way of looking, different angle and different viewpoint. So therefore, we must be very careful analyzing the nature, analyzing the phenomenal reality, and we must not be carried away by beautifully coined, misleading words. This is going to be 3:30. I stop here.
But we prolong break, so you can continue half an hour. We prolong.
I stop here and we invite him to the talk, the comparison. That would be very interesting. Thank you.
Áno. No. Ďakujeme. Ja som technický antitalent. Ďakujeme.
You use this.
Áno. Ďakujeme Lámovi Sangdong Rinpochemu za jeho krásne vysvetlenie, ako vznikajú kleši, duky a všetky tieto naše delúzie a ilúzie a takéto klamy mysle a ako postupne prenikáme k tej podstate, k tej šuňate, k tej prázdnote. A jak sa to premieta v tých vzťahoch. Ale teraz by som dala slovo Jaromírovi Kozákovi, ktorý zás nám povie porovnanie, zás prejdeme trošku z toho každodenného života a tých toho rivality. Prejdeme postupne zás do inej sféry a to je na hranicu života a smrti. Jak nám do obeda bolo povedané, každý, čo tu sedíme, týmto tunelom prejdeme, nedá sa ísť ináč, tak uvidíme, čo nám povie Jaromír Kozák. Tak vítam zase jeho. A
Jaromír Kozák is his name.
Poďte sem, Jaromír. Však môžete sa tuto posadiť. A ja...
You come little. I think he will talk in it?
No. I sit.
Right. Little closer.
I'm going to simultaneously translate for you, okay?
Sometimes in brief.
In brief, okay.
Jo,
tak môžeme začať, áno.
Jo, tak vítám vás na přednášce, kde bych se snažil porovnat knihy, které jsou označované jako knihy mrtvých, jsou z různých kultur, z různých dob. A co je samozřejmě na tom nejzajímavější a z toho vyplývá, nemohli se vzájemně ovlivňovat. No, pokud je mi známo, takovéto srovnání nebylo nikdy vykonáno. A došlo jedině k velmi povrchnímu srovnání egyptské knihy mrtvých a tibetské knihy mrtvých, které bylo ovšem natolik povrchní, že je ani nemůžeme brát vážně. I když výsledky tohoto porovnání a výsledkem tedy bylo, že tam není žádná shoda. Bylo dáno prostě naprosto tragickým překladem egyptské knihy mrtvých, který byl v tomto směru nepoučený. Dokonce řada základních pojmů z egyptské knihy mrtvých nebyla přeložena. To znamená, v moderních překladech byly byly ponechány původní egyptské názvy, takže samozřejmě potom tam nikdo podobnost nemohl vidět a jsou tam ještě další důvody, které to celé zatemnily, o tom bych se aspoň stručně pokusil promluvit. Jinak, jak samozřejmě vidíte, je to velice složitá problematika, na kterou nám sotva hodina a půl může stačit. Okay. Tak především bych řekl, že vlastně pojem kniha mrtvých jako taková doopravdy neexistuje. Je to totiž moderní koncepce a vlastně všechny tyto knihy, které takto nazýváme, mají své samostatné původní názvy. Samozřejmě už v tom pojmu kniha mrtvých je podsouváno, že ta daná osoba zemřela, ale právě tyto knihy bychom naopak měli nazvat knihami života nebo věčného života. poněvadž právě jde tady o vědomí, o němž pan profesor Rinpoche mluvil, které samozřejmě opouští tělo a existuje bez těla. Jo, dále je třeba si říci, co vlastně obecně kniha mrtvých znamená. A tím je, že jedná se vždy o průvodce, který nás informuje